Hello everybody, welcome back to another GitHub video. Today we're going to be talking about GitHub Desktop. I'm going to be showing you all about that. So you can, look it up and it'll take you right to the download. Make sure you don't click on the ad. And so if we go here, go ahead and download it for Windows, or you can download for Mac or Windows. Honestly not sure if there's a Linux download. There might be. But if you're Linux, probably not using this, but once you have that downloaded, I'm just going to jump into what it looks like. So once you have it open, you will probably have to sign in first, and it might ask you something about a repo, but I will show you basically how to make a new one, how to clone it, and all that good stuff. So we've got our good old tabs up here, and so repository specifically for whatever repository you're on, like whatever specific folder or whatever. But let's see, we're gonna go to File, and let's see, we can make a new repo from here. We can add a local one already. We can clone a repo, and you can see you can do it from here or here. But we're gonna go ahead and do the easiest thing and actually just go to GitHub and go under our whichever repo you want. I'm under the one I made for this, and we're just gonna go ahead and click this bright green button. And you can see we can press this to copy it to our clipboard, or we can open a desktop or download the zip. What we're going to do is open a desktop, and this will open this repo. This folder contains files. Okay. Oh, I forgot to delete it. Alright, well, we're just going to take a little detour. Alright, well, let's try this again. Alright, so we want to open a desktop, go back here. Alright, and so now, when you're cloning things to your local machine, I believe by default, GitHub creates its own folder, usually within probably the Documents tab. And so all your repos, all your files, all your folders, everything will be within this GitHub folder. And so this is called GitHub Test, and so we're going to go ahead and clone it right in there. So now I gotta wait for it to clone, and now once you've got it cloned and all that, you can see right here I have 3 different ones, and we are now under this GitHub Test one, showing off for these little tutorials, and now we can get into the good stuff. So you can see right here we've got 3 options. We can open it in whatever editor. Right now I'm using VS Code. You can view files in Explorer, or you can view it back on the GitHub in the browser. But the way I've always liked to use desktop, which is really easy, is just to click on Show in Folder, and you can see we are in this folder. But if we go back a bit, this is the GitHub Documents folder, and we have all our repos. And so you can see GitHub basically is just like this Explorer. It has all these folders. Has a hierarchy or directory. And here is this folder we've made, and here is that README. Yeah, okay. And here is something for GitHub itself, .git. That's for all the GitHub settings and all that. And so now this is where you can go ahead and change. So if you have a project online, like let's see, for example, this is a club website, and so here I have all these things. Let's go back in here. So straight. And the thing to keep in mind is this folder is always connected to GitHub Desktop. And so as you can see, I'm going to just add a new folder here. I'm going to call it Desktop. Alright, and so even just creating a new folder here, I should be able to go back in here, and all I have to do is click Fetch Origin. This will look in the local files there. Hello? Alright, maybe adding a folder is not good enough. Alright, so let's go ahead. We're just going to make a new little notepad text file here. I'm just going to call it desktop. Blah, blah. I am the best typer in the world. Alright, so we're going to save as. And look, we're already in our document. So if we go to GitHub, we go under GitHub test, the repo, and let's see, we can just save this under here, and let's go test file text. Go ahead and save that in there. Should be able to just close that. Now, if we go in here, there we go. So now it shows we have added a new file, which we have in the desktop directory here, right here, text file. We have added a new file into this repo here, and it has all the information here. So if you have any code or anything, it'll show up here, and anything green is added, and anything white means neutral or nothing, and anything red means changed or deleted. And so now I'll just show you. And so now if we look back on here, if we just refresh, there's nothing here. Nothing has happened. Nothing's changed, and that's because GitHub Desktop works locally, obviously, with your machine. So to be able to commit it to the repo that's connected with your GitHub in the browser, we have to go ahead and we'll have to write a little message and commit it to master. So let's just go ahead and write created text file, and as soon as we hit commit to master, also another thing to note is you can change branches here, which was something I kind of talked about, where you can have different branches for testing, maybe a test branch, and then obviously this master branch is the final product and stuff like that. So you can change repo, you can change which branch you're in under that repo, and you can always every time you open this, you should make sure you fetch your origin, and I can show you why in a second, but let's go ahead and commit this, and we can see we committed this to master. So now it is committed, but now we have to push. We have to push all these commits that are changed now on our local files up to the origin remote, I guess, which is probably the GitHub servers and whatnot. And it was easy as that. It was easy as looking in the file explorer, creating folders, adding things, dragging folders, saving folders into here. Yeah, I really think this is a great way to think about GitHub. It keeps it simple, and everyone's probably used folders and stuff like that. So that's a really easy way to think about it. And just one last note is now if we do go back here and let's refresh, we do see now on the browser we did get that desktop file, and we can go in here and just text file. And just one last thing we can do is show the opposite. We showed from creating a file locally through GitHub Desktop and putting it on here. Now what if someone uploaded a file onto here or onto their own local desktop or GitHub Desktop, or they committed it from there or anything like that. So let's just create a new file right here. Just gonna create this and say desktop. God, I cannot type. Alright, so this pull. Alright. Okay, created example file. Alright, and so now we're just gonna go ahead and commit this new file onto the browser, and so we see we've got it right there. And so even if we go down now into our GitHub and show our explorer of the repo here, we don't have that folder yet. So what we can do is if we just fetch origin, voila, we have a commit to pull from the origin. So again, this is the master branch, and so everything we're updating in here, we have to again either push new updates or pull new updates, depending. So let's go ahead and pull that. Come on, internet. Alright. So now if we go ahead and show an explorer again, and boom, there it is. We have our new file there. And that is pretty much it for some of the basics on GitHub Desktop. There's a couple other things in here. So for making new repos, you can edit some stuff. You can view some changes, histories, other branches, stuff like that. And then of course you can push, pull, remove repos from here. can make new branches and stuff like that. But that's I think that covers it for just a small little basic GitHub desktop um, example. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned a little something. See you next time.